Warriors. Warriors, folks. Morning after, we are in the playoffs playing the Houston Rockets starting this weekend. Yesterday was the instant reaction. Let's go. Now we calm down. Post-game sound bites. You're not going to believe what we heard from Steve Kerr, Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green. I have sound bites from all of them. We're going to do a review of Jonathan Kuminga not playing. Draymond talks about it. Houston series, we know he's done well this year against Houston. Listen to what Draymond said. They know the young kid's going to stay ready. We're going to break down and show you the playoff schedule. Put it on your calendar so you know when the Warriors games are happening, and you'll be right here for Warriors Digest after. Myself, Arthur, Warriors Digest crew, we have so much content coming out preparing you for the playoffs. We'll have a video breaking down the Rockets-Warriors series coming out. Arthur with all the great news on free agency. Warriors Digest is your one-stop shop. Folks, please like, please subscribe. It's playoff time, folks. It's playoff time. And Randy Silver here, Warriors Digest. We started this last year with 0 fans. We're now over 10,000 fans. Keep growing the channel. All year, all offseason, I said, Warriors fans, get ready. We're going to have a better year than people expected. ESPN, all the pundits said 40, 42 wins. Your boy said 50. We ended at 48. Price is right. You never go under. Go a bit over. Actually, it's the other way around. I get it. Price is right. You stay under, not go over. But hey, we could have had 50, a couple bad losses. But we got there, folks. We made it after all the up and down roller coaster, Jimmy Butler coming. We made the playoffs. And this is your playoff schedule. Sunday, April 20th, Easter, 4/20 if you celebrate that holiday as well, a different type of holiday. 6:30 p.m. Pacific, 9:30 p.m. Eastern, TNT nationally. Then you get 2 days off, which is big for this team. Rockets, young guns, Warriors, veterans. Big for us to have 2 days off. Schematic, figure out what's going on. Of course, Houston has a week off. We had the play-in game. 6:30 p.m. Eastern, TNT. Another 2 days off. April 26th, 5:30 Pacific, prime time. Monday, April 28th. Then it gets only 1 day off between games. 7 p.m. TNT. The rest to be determined. But I like our schedule, the fact that we have 2 days off to start the series. Get dialed in. Get these veterans some fresh legs, especially the 4 days off between the play-in and the playoff is big. Very big for this team. You look at the Warriors against the Rockets. Again, this is just a very high level. We'll go much more in depth in a future video. This season, they play them November 2nd. We won that game. Remember that game? We were up 30, and then we almost gave it up, went to overtime, and won. December 5th, won again. December 11th, I'm pretty sure this was one of the in-season tournament games you had to play. Lost that, won, and then you lost the last game of the season, kind of where you want to be able to be streaking the right way. So we're 3-2 against the Rockets this year. Obviously with Jimmy, it's a bit different, but we match up well against the Rockets. We usually play them well. Now the question is, can our veteran leadership take us to the promised land? Last year, we weren't at the promised land, and Steph Curry in his career has been to the NBA Finals quite a bit. 4-time champion. He knows what it takes to be in the playoffs. He knows what it takes to miss the playoffs, and he recognizes, living in the moment, that this is an accomplishment they have to relish, but they have loftier goals.
Earlier on, when you guys began the championship run, how do you look at it differently now through your lens?
Well, it's easy to not take it for granted because we weren't there last year. So, from 2013 to 19, we made obviously the finals runs and all that, but we were in the playoffs every year. Had that 2-year stretch where we missed it, and then 22 came around. It's just a reminder that it's not guaranteed. I don't care how talented you are. You look around the league, you could argue more talented teams than we have that are on the outside looking in. So you appreciate the moments. That's why we've been talking this game for the last 2 months since we traded on how much how important it is to play meaningful games, and now we have a series that's going to be full of meaningful ones.
playing meaningful games. And basically since Jimmy Butler came, it's been playoff mode for the Warriors. And mentally that's grueling, physically that's grueling. Steve Kerr got the game ball for his first play-in game victory. I know this is like said in jest, but also I see all the comments, people saying fire Steve Kerr. I don't think they fired him. He's a legend here. Unfortunately, he'll have to walk on his own or mutual agreement. But he got the game ball. Good for him. Now, speaking of Steve Kerr, he got the team in the playoffs. Maybe it was a bit rocky. What's next for this Warriors team? Coaching staff.
It's the best time of the year. This is year 11. My favorite day of the season is tomorrow. We come in as a staff. We look at Houston tape. We start to put together our game plan. The players are resting. We got a couple of days before we'll see the players again. We get to go to work and try to beat a great team in a 7-game series. There's nothing better. And so
So a couple-day break, meaning they probably don't see him again until Friday, maybe Thursday. He said a couple days, and today's Wednesday. At least 1 day break, but it'd be interesting if they actually give him 2 days. But I like to see what this coaching staff does. Him, Terry, Jerry, the whole team. What can they get on Houston? And again, we're going to break this down. And speaking of the break, which was much needed, Kerr says, we needed to get 4 days off. I already spoke about this earlier, not playing it. It's been knockout games. It took 83 games to get in the playoffs. Veteran team versus a young gun Houston team need to have fresh legs. And again, we're on the road, so it's going to be hostile in Houston. I mean, remember the heyday of the 2010s, James Harden, Chris Paul Rockets versus us. Whew, whew. Now, Jimmy Butler, we saw come out in the playoffs. Playoff Jimmy was great. He said before he joined the Warriors, when I talked to Steph and Dre, I told him I can help. I can give this team for sure one chance to win. And you look at what he did in the play-in game, folks. Oops, where are we at? Wrong side. $38 points. Right there above my photo. Unbelievable 40 minutes. Curry, 37 points, 39 minutes. Second time that both players have scored 30 plus in a game. First one was the Clippers when they lost. Where are we at? Curry. Again, some of this stuff is pretty straightforward, so I don't need to just play the soundbite for you. You get it from right here. Hey, we're playing Houston. We're in the playoffs. We have clarity, sense of relief of what is happening with our team. Now let's go move forward. Now, Draymond, speaking about Steph Curry, always has high praise, and nothing changed.
It seems like you put on a show,
Steph Curry played here. It's the greatest show on hardwood over the last 10 years. So, yeah, I think so. I know I like watching Steph play, so. And I'm kind of a basketball viewer, so I know the rest of the world got to really appreciate it. But, yeah, I think there's no surprise Steph Curry's been the best show in basketball for the last 10 years, and that hasn't slowed down a bit at all.
Some people may say LeBron, Steph Curry. What he does with the threes, the shooting, the moving, I completely agree. Now, Draymond on Jimmy, he's different. Whole different intensity level on focus and basketball. I'm a basketball fan. I've watched it for TV. I watched TV for years. To see it up close and personal, it's a real thing. Talking about playoff Jimmy. And you saw that last night, folks. Who you didn't see was Jonathan Kuminga. A second did not play. What does this mean for his contract for next year, him being on the team? Well, that's a different story we'll talk about. However, He's played really well against Houston, and Draymond knows they need him moving forward.
Kuminga's had some good games against Houston this year. He's obviously taken 2 DMPs the last 2. How have you seen him handle that, and how much do you still expect him to possibly contribute?
He'll contribute. He's great. He's getting his work in. That's all you can do in that situation is get your work in. And he'll be meaningful for us in that series. I have zero doubt about that. I think the challenge for him is to stay mentally engaged, as is for anyone in that situation. But I have zero doubt in my mind that he's going to help us in this series. He will 1,000%.
I agree. His slashing, his ability to be high energy against this young team is needed. Speaking of young teammates, Draymond shared a story where Quinten Post came out of the game and TJD, who's had a bunch of did not plays, gave up his seat on the bench for Post. A rookie, a second-year player, chemistry, flawless selflessness. This is what you want to see out of this team, and this is why they're coming together. And you can tell on the bench they're pulling for each other. Yeah, JK on the bench, he looked a little sad not playing, but he was still engaged and not moping. And Steve Kerr, Jimmy Butler, a physically strong, two-way, gifted player. And folks, the Warriors are in the playoffs. The Warriors are in the playoffs. The Warriors are in the playoffs. Hallelujah, we made it here. Giving you some post-game recaps. Again, we're going to have much more coming down, breaking down the Houston versus Warriors series. Any news that comes out on player injuries, anything in between. Comment your thoughts and subscribe to Warriors Digest. We're keeping you updated on everything you need to know here. Folks, I'm so excited. You all saw me all year, the highs and the lows. We made it. We made it.